Hi everyone, welcome back to the Be Kind, Be Happy story time. And for today's episode, I'm very excited to be able to bring to you and everyone the Amitabha Sutra. This is one of the Buddhist texts that's very close to my heart. It was something that as a Buddhist monk, we had to recite and we had to remember. So the Chinese version is a bit over 1,000 characters long, and we just had to memorize the entire sutra word for word. The the essence of the sutra is that by reciting this Buddha's name, we are able to attain rebirth in his pure land of ultimate bliss. But uh, let me just read you the sutra first and see how you feel about it, see what you think about it. And then afterwards, I will provide a very short commentary on my thoughts and how I practice the Amitabha Sutra. Okay, so there are many translations of this Buddhist text because it was translated from Sanskrit to Chinese. So there are a lot of Chinese translations. Some people were able to translate it from Chinese to English, and that's called a second-hand translation. If you translate it directly from Sanskrit, then it's a first-hand translation. This one that I'm reading now was translated by Kumara Jiva, which is a direct translation from Sanskrit. And there are many translations of the title, such as the Sutra of the Western Pure Land of Ultimate Bliss, or the Amitabha Buddha Sutra, etc. This one that I'm reading now, with the link that's in the comment section, is called the Sutra of Amitabha Buddha. Let's begin. Thus I have heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the Jeta Grove monastery of Anathapindada's garden of Sravasti, together with a large assembly of 12,050 monks, who all were great arhats, well known to the people. Among them were great disciples, such as the elders Sariputra, Mahamodgayana, Mahakasapya, Mahakatyayana, Mahakosila, Revata, Suripantaka, Nanda, Ananda, Rahula, Gavampati, Pindola, Bharavaja, Kalodiyin, Mahakapina, Vakula, and Aniruddha. He was also accompanied by many bodhisattva mahasattvas, such as the Dharma Prince Manjusri, Ajita Bodhisattva, Sweet-Smelling Elephant Bodhisattva, and Constant Endeavor Bodhisattva, and by innumerable devas such as Sakra, Lord of the Gods, and many others. The Buddha then said to Elder Sariputra, if you travel westward from here, passing 100,000 kotis of Buddha lands, you will come to the land called Ultimate Bliss, where there is a Buddha called Amitabha. He is living there now, teaching the Dharma. Sariputra, why is that land called Ultimate Bliss? The beings in that land suffer no pain, but only enjoy pleasures of various kinds. For this reason, that land is called Ultimate Bliss. Again, Sariputra, in the land of Ultimate Bliss, there are 7 rows of balustrades, 7 rows of decorative nets, and 7 rows of trees. They are all made of 4 kinds of jewels and extend over the whole land, encompassing everything. For this reason, that land is called Ultimate Bliss. Again, Sariputra, in the land of Ultimate Bliss, there are 7 jeweled ponds filled with water, possessing the 8 excellent qualities. The beds of the ponds are covered solely with gold sand, and from the 4 sides of each bed rise stairs of gold, silver, beryl, and crystal. Above these stand pavilions adorned with gold, silver, beryl, crystal, sapphire, rosy pearls, and cornelian. In the ponds are lotuses as large as chariot wheels, the blue ones radiating blue light, the yellow a yellow light, the red a red light, the white a white light. They are marvelous and beautiful, fragrant and pure. Sariputra, the land of ultimate bliss, is filled with such splendid adornments. Again, Sariputra, in that Buddha land, heavenly music is played continually. The ground is made of gold. 6 times during the day and night, Mandarava flowers rain down from the sky. Every day, in the serenity of the early morning, the people of that land fill the hems of their robes with exquisite flowers and go to make offerings to 100,000 kotis of Buddhas dwelling in the worlds of all the other directions. Then they return to the Pure Land for their morning meal. After the meal, they enjoy a stroll. Sariputra, the land of ultimate bliss, is filled with such splendid adornments. Again, Sariputra, in that land there are always many kinds of rare and beautiful birds of various colors, such as white geese, peacocks, parrots, saris, kalavinkas, and jivamjivakas. 6 times during the day and night, birds sing with melodious and delicate sounds which proclaim such teachings as the 5 roots of good, the 5 powers, the 7 practices leading to enlightenment, and the noble eightfold path. On hearing them, all the people of that land become mindful of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. But Sariputra, you should not assume that these birds are born as retribution for evil karma. The reason is that none of these 3 evil realms exist in that Buddha land. Sariputra, even the names of the 3 evil realms do not exist there, how much less the realms themselves. These birds are manifested by Amitabha so that their singing can proclaim and spread the Dharma. In that Buddha land, Sariputra, when soft breezes waft through the rows of jeweled trees and jeweled nets, they produce stable and wonderful sounds. It is as if 100,000 musical instruments were playing together. Everyone who hears the sound spontaneously becomes mindful of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Sariputra, that Buddha land is filled with such splendid adornments. For what reason, Sariputra, do you think the Buddha is named Amitabha? Sariputra, the Buddha's light shines boundlessly and without hindrance over all the worlds of the 10 directions. It is for this reason that he is called Amitabha. Again, Sariputra, the lives of the Buddha and the people of his land lasts for immeasurable, unlimited, and incalculable kalpas. It is for this reason that the Buddha is called Amitabha. Sariputra, 10 kalpas have passed since Amitabha attained enlightenment. Moreover, Sariputra, he has an immeasurable and unlimited number of Sravakas, disciples, all of them arhats, whose number cannot be reckoned by any means. His assembly of bodhisattvas are similarly vast. Sariputra, that Buddha land is filled with such splendid adornments. Again, Sariputra, all sentient beings born in the land of ultimate bliss dwell in the stage of non-retrogression. Many of them are in the stage of becoming a Buddha after one more life. The number is so great that it is beyond reckoning. It can only be described as immeasurable, unlimited, and incalculable. Sariputra, those sentient beings who hear of that sound should aspire. Let me repeat. Sariputra, those sentient beings who hear of that land should aspire to be born there. Why? Because they will be able to meet such sages of supreme virtue. Sariputra, one cannot attain birth in that land with few good roots or a small store of merit. Sariputra, if a good man or woman who hears of Amitabha's who hears of Amitabha Buddha holds fast to his name, even for 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 days, with a concentrated and undistracted mind. Then, at the hour of death, Amitabha will appear with a host of holy ones. Consequently, when their life comes to an end, the aspirant's mind will not fall into confusion, and so they will be born immediately in the land of ultimate bliss. Amitabha, the land of ultimate bliss of Amitabha Buddha. Sariputra, perceiving these benefits, I say, all sentient beings who hear this sutra should aspire to be born in that land. Sariputra, just as I praise the inconceivable virtues of Amitabha, so do the Buddhas in the eastern direction, as numerous as the sands of the Ganges rivers, such as Aksoba Buddha, Merujvaja Buddha, Mahameru Buddha, Meruprabhasa Buddha, and Manjusvara Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long, broad tongues and encompassing with them the universe of the 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by All Buddhas. Sariputra, then in the southern direction, Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, such as Kandra Suryaprabhita Buddha, Yasaprabha Buddha, Mahakiskanda Buddha, Merupradipa Buddha, and Anatavaya Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long and broad tongues, and encompassing with them the entire universe of 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by All Buddhas. Sariputra, there in the western direction, Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, such as Amitayas Buddha, Amitaketu Buddha, Amitajvaja Buddha, Mahaprabha Buddha, Mahaprabhasa Buddha, Ratnaketu Buddha, Sudaramisprabha Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long, broad tongues and encompassing with them the universe of 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by All Buddhas. Sariputra, there in the northern direction, Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, such as Akikanda Buddha, Vaisvanarigogasa Buddha, Duspradasa Buddha, Adiya Sambhava Buddha, Jalini Prabha Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long, broad tongues and encompassing with them the universe of 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by All Buddhas. Sariputra, there are in the Nadaya Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges rivers, such as Sima Buddha, Yasas Buddha, Yasas Prabhasa Buddha, Dharma Buddha, Dhammajvaja Buddha, and Dhammadhara Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long, broad tongues and encompassing with them the universe of 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this title and this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by All Buddhas. Sariputra, there are in the zenith Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges rivers, such as Brahmagosa Buddha, Nakatraraja Buddha, Gandotama Buddha, Gandaprabhasa Buddha, Mahakiskanda Buddha, Ratnakusamasampupitigrata Buddha, Salendrajara Buddha, Ratnotpalasi Buddha, Savatadasa Buddha, and Sumerukalpa Buddha. While dwelling in their own lands, they extend their long, broad tongues, and encompassing with them the universe of 1,000,000,000 worlds, pronounce these words of truth. Sentient beings should accept this sutra entitled Praise of the Inconceivable Virtue and Protection by all Buddhas. Sariputra, why do you think this sutra is named the Sutra of Protection by all Buddhas? Sariputra, all good men and women who hear this sutra and hold fast to it, and also those who hear the names of those Buddhas, are protected by all the Buddhas and dwell in the stage of non-retrogression for realizing highest perfect enlightenment. This is why, Sariputra, you should accept my words in faith and the teachings of all the Buddhas. Sariputra, those who have already aspired, now aspire, or in the future will aspire to be born in that land of Amitabha Buddha, or dwell in the stage of non-retrogression for realizing perfect, ultimate, highest enlightenment. They have already been born, are now being born, or will be born in that land. Hence, Sariputra, good men and women of faith should aspire to be born there. Sariputra, just as I now praise the inconceivable virtue of other Buddhas, they also praise my inconceivable virtue, saying, Sakyamuni Buddha, you have accomplished an extremely difficult and unprecedented task in this Saha world during the evil period of the five defilements, those of time, views, passions, sentient beings, and lifespan. You have attained highest perfect enlightenment, and for the sake of sentient beings have delivered this teaching, which is the most difficult in the world to accept in faith. Sariputra, you must realize that I have accomplished this difficult task during the period of the five defilements. That is to say, having attained highest perfect enlightenment, I have for the sake of the world delivered this teaching, which is so hard for people to accept in faith. This is indeed an extremely difficult task. When the Buddha had delivered this sutra, Sariputra and all the monks, together with beings of other worlds, including devas, humans, and asuras, rejoiced at what they have heard and reverently accepted it. Having worshipped him, they departed. This is the end of the sutra of Amitabha Buddha. So I hope you've liked this sutra as much as I've enjoyed reading it out loud one more time. And so basically, this sutra, the Amitabha Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, the Buddha of our current era, described the merits of this pure land of ultimate bliss, where you experience only joys. You can manifest anything your mind thinks of. You can travel anywhere in the 10 directions to pay homage and make offerings to all the Buddhas, and you just live a life of ultimate bliss there. And how to get there is that at the time of death, you have to maintain the name of this Buddha, Amitabha, or Amitayas, or Omitofo in Chinese. And as long as you can maintain his name upon the last moments of your life, immediately you will be guided by him and his retinue of bodhisattvas to the Western Pure Land. And by maintaining his name upon the last moments before death, we are able to not fall into confusion, into false thinking, into our own delusive thoughts, which is what brings us back to rebirth in the six realms. When he talks about the three realms, the three evil realms, it is referred to as the hell realm, so the hell beings, the ghost realm, so the ghost beings, and the animal realm, so the animals. So he was saying that the land of ultimate bliss has none of these three realms, and so the birds that sing and proclaim the Dharma in the Western Pure Land are manifestations, and they are not born. They are not beings born as animals because of their evil retribution. So the best way that we can practice this sutra there are many ways. This is just one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras that Sakyamuni Buddha expounded. This is the shortest one by far. The other 2 talk about visualization and how you can practice. And so through visualizing the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss, it helps us cement the what it looks like, cement the aesthetics and the visualization of the Western Pure Land into our minds. And so when we just close our eyes, we can see it. When we open our eyes, we can still see it. We are always mindful of it. And so visualization is a very strong way. Another way is to practice the deeds of Amitabha Buddha, which is the 10 good roots, abstaining from the 10 evil deeds, practicing the precepts, etc. That is also in one of the other sutras. But this sutra talks basically mainly on recitation of the Buddha's name. So maintaining constant awareness of Amitabha Buddha's name. So there are many Pure Land practices, meditation practices, where in the monastery or in the temple of the Western Pure Land, practice, like how they practice is they just meditate together, Amitabha, 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 and they will do that for 8 hours. And by doing that, whatever you're doing at any part of the day, whoever you're with, wherever you are, your mind is always thinking Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. So naturally, when that happens, upon the last moments, you will, of course, return to Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. And so that is a very, very sure and easy, simple way to practice to attain rebirth in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. It is also where I want to attain rebirth so that I can continue to learn and practice and cultivate the Bodhisattva path. Best wishes to you. If you have any questions regarding this sutra or any other sutras, or have any recommendations for any future readings, please let me know in the comment section below. And stay tuned for next episode. I think I will be reading the Platform Sutra. I have a very strong fascination for Buddhist texts. So I think for a very long time, I will be covering many, many Buddhist texts and sutras during story time of the Be Kind and Be Happy channel. So stay tuned and take care. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.